Hey y'all, today in this video we're going to be talking about a GRE problem. So we're going to go ahead and look at it. So it's saying for what values of x is the following inequality true? So our inequality here turns out to be that x squared is less than 2x. So my biggest focus or my biggest concern is this x squared. So we got to understand what happens really with the x squared to our numbers. That way we can understand like how we can work this problem. So what I want to let you know is that whether I'm dealing with negatives or positives, dealing with x squared. So when I know x squared, the outcome of it, so the outcome has to be positive. Because when you multiply two negatives, you get a positive out. So when I'm dealing with a negative number, it's going to come out positive. So this is how I can eliminate things or go through things knowing answer choices. So remember, our statement has to be that the left number is smaller than the right number. So that's how we want to keep it true. So as I go through them and start discussing and trying to figure out which ones it is, so I look at my negative number. So negative 2 is less than 2 times negative 1. And we know from here, we can go ahead and see, okay, this would stay true. Well, actually, no, this would not stay true. I'm sorry. So we see that negative 1 squared would turn out to be 1. And then when you multiply 2 times negative 1, it would be negative 2. So we know that this statement is automatically false. So once you find a number or a counter example, once you're able to see one number that doesn't work, that'll help you best out. So this one isn't going to help you. And we see here that an x is less than 2. Well, the positive numbers may work. So let's check out some positive numbers. So I'm going to look at 1. 1 squared is less than 2 times 1. We see that 1 is less than 2, so that checks out. And then we can try 3 halves to see how that would work. And then we'll notice that this becomes 9/4 is less than 3, which this works out. These do check out. But the problem with this one is it's telling me even smaller than that. So if I go to 0, negative 1, negative 2. So then now, for the same reason that A is wrong, I'm going to say that D is wrong because I can't use negative representations. So then I can do that. So then now we can go ahead and try, okay, well, what about if I try numbers that are bigger than 2? Let's say 3, 4. Maybe that might work. Well, because we did notice that 1 and 2 worked, but maybe some other numbers past 1 and 2 won't work. So we'll try 3. So we'll say 3 squared is less than 2 times 3. Oh, okay, so what we come out here is 9 is less than 6. Well, then we found one counterexample that didn't work. So I know that certain values could work, but not all the values would work. And that's knowing working with quadratics and being able to understand that if whatever the outcome is has to be positive. So that's a big key to it, and that'll help you a lot here. So we can say, okay, 9 is less, so this is not true. So that we can automatically eliminate this one. So we did get some numbers that did work. So we did notice that the numbers were the numbers that worked were 1 and 2. So what we can start to see is now you don't have to go to this length, especially in the GRE, you want to save yourself time. But with problems like this, you kind of just want to map them out in your head. So visually, this is what I'm mapping out in my head. So here's my 0 marker, here's my 1 marker, here's my 2 marker. Okay, so here are my numbers. So what we're noticing right now, from what I've seen or from what we've seen overall, is that if I work with negative numbers, these have not worked. So I can start mapping, okay, anything less than that won't work, okay? Then I can also think, okay, anything bigger than 2 wouldn't work. So then we can look here that those shouldn't work. So it's telling us that we should be looking at the inside of here. Well, based off the information of that, because we can kind of guess and tell if I try it, and I've used negative 1s and negative 2s, that hasn't worked. So that helps us by eliminating C, and then you can obviously see that's your last answer choice. So this problem is more about dwindling down your answer choices as best as you possibly can. Now, creating a number line visually would help, and it would get you the total right solution. But doing this in your head mentally, visually seeing a number line and kind of working with numbers in your head would work best for this problem. That way you're not wasting too much time. So, and I can, as I already tried 1, I already tried 3.5, so those checked out. So this number would work, and then here would be 1.5 or 3 halves, and that checked out also. So overall, this answer would be B in this case. So If you have any more questions or concerns, leave a comment. Thanks a lot.